What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 12 of the Founder Academy. I just want to start the video again by thanking everyone for all their support on the video yesterday on episode 11. Before we start here, if you could leave a like on the video. Also, if you have any questions or comments on the series or on the video, please leave them down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. So we start off the video today by going right into the EA catalog. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't already used because the EA catalog wasn't working in previous editions. So we had a bunch of stuff that had built up. We went out and got Lone Dele Alli, Lone Hector Bellerin, and the 99 contract, which I'm just going to sell in the open market because I'm not that fussed with it. Contracts are pretty cheap nowadays, but this one goes for about 900 on open bid. So we're just going to throw that, excuse me, into the open market, and, we'd rather take the coins at this point. So you guys can see the team there that we're going to go into this first game with against Predator 20. Predator 20 is going to use that Wolfsburg kit, and you're going to see his team here in a second. He had a pretty kind of riff-raffy EPL team. No one that I really worried that much. He had that striker from the Serie A, that French striker. He had Ben Arfa, he had Loic Remy, Emre Can, Schneiderlin, Cabaye. But he did have Chris Smalling in the back there, Luke Shaw, Bellerin, and then the big man David De Gea as his keeper. So kind of an odd team because some of those guys are just discard cards, and then David De Gea goes for quite a bit. But you guys will see that David De Gea could be the difference maker, especially because we come up against him a couple times in this episode. So as this game starts off, it was kind of back and forth, feeling out process really early on. A bit of a midfield battle, a lot of shots getting taken from long range, not a lot happening here. He wasn't the best attacker, he also wasn't the best defender, but he ends up hitting me on this kind of fluky header. He throws it into the middle there, and I've been getting hit a lot on headers for some reason. No real tactic, it wasn't like a low driven to the near post, it wasn't like a short corner. It's just guys kind of lobbing the ball into the middle and his players just getting heads on it. I know this has kind of happened throughout the course of the year, but it seems like it's happening a lot. I don't know if it's just happening with this team, but he ends up scoring there very much against the run of play, and then he gets a second right away. He caught me really off guard because I wasn't expecting either of these goals. You guys, look at the leg break on this one. I don't know what was happening with the animation, but very fluky kind of goals. Not to take anything away from him, I'm sorry if that's insulting, but he wasn't really offering very much. He just hit me very quickly on two kind of breaks that I wasn't expecting. His team just took really good bounces, but you could say the same here on my counterattack here. Almost right away I equalized. Jamie Vardy again. Jamie Vardy's been so good for me since picking him up. I don't know why. His striking is just so effective. He's rapid in this game. Obviously, he's coming off of not this past season, but the season before where Leicester won the title. So obviously this card stat's based on that. So maybe a little still overrated. I don't know if he'll be overrated still in FIFA 18, but for the FIFA 17 version, he is just absolutely awesome. We had another opportunity there, Emre Can. I don't know how much closer I could have got to the goal, but he ends up striking it off the post. And I thought he was going to get a third here. He shoots this kind of hope and a prayer type shot against across goal, and my keeper parries it wide. And I thought he was just going to run in and smash it into the goal, and I was going to get some mind-numbing loss to a guy who just kind of hits me on random counters here. But we did press. We were coming at him. My players got in the way of each other there, but it was just all attack. Like, I was just coming at this guy over and over and over. You guys will see his David De Gea just come up with save after save after save. Again, inside, like right within the 6, like you expect these to go in. But David De Gea is just standing on his head for this guy. Towards the end of the game here, he was getting a couple more opportunities kind of on some counters, but very few and far in between. Again, another header that I thought was going to go in, making it 3-1 again, but he hits the bar. So, like, this, just these really kind of, awkward type shots, if you could call them. Like, he was just kind of, like, throwing these shots out, but none of them were really that threatening. But I was just worried about getting some FIFA aids going against me here and just getting caught on some counters. But we do bring on Marco Reus, and you see, even though he's a lone player, the fake shot there, the scoop turn ends up dummying his defenders, Chris Smalling. He slides across to try and block the shot here. You'll see the scoop turn again here. Whoops, little scoop turn there. He tries to come across with the slide tackle out of panic, but that low-driven shot from Marco Reus just so effective. I thought I had another opportunity here. But again, David De Gea just getting down low and making that save. And then I thought I was going to sneak one out right at the death here, 90th minute. Pass inside, another pass inside, low-driven shot. David De Gea again kicks the leg out, Very frustrating because I thought I deserved a better result. He was just at the end of the game just panicking, just kicking the ball out as much as he could. He was just clearing it. He wasn't even offering anything offensively. He was just getting the ball and lobbing it out, just praying for that single point. So kind of frustrating that we started off Division 5 with that single point, but it's okay, you know, those happen, so it's better than the loss. Second game, we come up against another fellow Canadian here, the Muffin Men. Great name, fantastic name, so big fan of that. His team was a Bundesliga team here, so you're going to see the man Marco Reus there. I don't want to come up against him, but the rest of the team wasn't necessarily anything super threatening. That back line didn't really worry me. He had a non-upgraded, or, you know, the original Thiago, the 84 Thiago. He also had Mario Götze as the holding midfielder. He as well had Chicharito, who's not really that overpowered this year in FIFA, and he had Shinji Kagawa as his cam player. So some really high-rated Bundesliga players, but we did hit him on the attack here. It was a little bit back and forth. He was going to hit me right off the start of the game, but we ended up scoring there. Theo Walcott, the low-driven there in the 12th minute. Kind of my first opportunity, so I was okay with that because that gave us the lead. This guy was just covering passing lanes. He wasn't really coming at me. He was just backing off and backing off. So you guys know my feelings on that. If a guy's just backing off, he's just running down, trying to cut passing lanes, just be patient with the ball. Just wait with it and draw him out. So that's what I was trying to do in this game, because he just kept backing off and backing off and backing off. And you guys will see, like, there's a couple highlights of him offensively, but every time he got the ball, it's almost like he was, like, look at the possession, 64-36 there. Like, it was just so one-sided because he wasn't really doing anything. He was just backing off and trying to let me pass into his players, but obviously, you know, I'm too experienced to do that. I'm not going to just sit there and pass into it. And we ended up getting a second there. Daniel Sturridge hits him on the counter while he was trying to press for a goal. Got taken a little bit wide here. I was worried, but we ended up hitting him with that low-driven. That low-driven shot ends up being about 60 to 80% of my goals in this series. I didn't realize how much I used it, but I ended up using the low-driven quite a bit. You guys can see here's another example. He just tried to cut the passing lanes, and he ended up opening up the field, so I just ran forward with it. Ilkay Gundogan doesn't necessarily have the best stamina, so he ended up running out of gas. We had another opportunity there with Oxlade-Chamberlain right before Jack Wilshere gets a yellow, but Oxlade's weak foot's terrible. His shooting's very average. So not a lot happened in that game. This guy just backed off and backed off and backed off. He didn't really do much. He just kind of sat in a shell. And when he would get the ball, it was almost like he wasn't used to having the ball at all, so his players were so deflated they couldn't really do anything. He was just doing a bunch of skill moves in the midfield. You know, the scoreline was probably reflective of that game, 2-0. He didn't really have any offense. I didn't generate a lot because he was just sitting there cutting passing lanes, so I had to spend a lot of time just kind of trying to bait him out. So a little bit of a boring game, but we do get the win there, 2-0, so I'll take that. We also go get Sadio Mane, 2,500 coins. We need a replacement for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain when he gets tired, so we're going to bring in Sadio Mane to fill in those gaps there. He's got a really good card. So many people use him, so I'm hoping for big things from him. I also needed a fitness because that Sadio Mane, even though he had a hawk on him, was the best chemistry style that we could have used, even though he's got jacked up pace already. Doesn't hurt to add more pace ever, but he did have 79 fitness, so I had to go get a bronze pack, hoping that I would either get a team fitness or a player fitness. Got neither of them, of course, so we get a bunch of junk. We're just going to put the players in the club. It's so late in the year, the SBCs probably won't come out anymore. There might be one more for marquee matchups this week, but other than that, the bronzes are pretty much discard, but we did put them in our club, so I'll probably deal with those a bit later. And we end up going out and getting that fitness card that I needed, just going out and buying it. So I was just like, whatever. So the third game we come up against this team, very oddly put together. We had Mauro Icardi, Gabriel Jesus, Mario Lanzini. Not necessarily the most threatening attack. You guys know that I love Mauro Icardi, but his regular card at this time of the year definitely doesn't have the power that some of these other attacking cards have. But his big two in the back there, Chris Smalling, the Fuddy Smalling, and Eric Bailly. So those two are obviously brain damage all the time. They just are so hard to get past, and you'll even see it in this game. Like, there was just a midfield battle because both of us, I consider myself a pretty good defender. I also have those two in the back there. So I don't allow a lot of opportunities. This guy didn't allow a lot of opportunities. Both those chances were kind of half chances. He made the McGeady turn. or the Burba spin, excuse me, and then he hits it with the guy's left foot. It was kind of a hope and a prayer, and then I hit one from outside there. It wasn't really offering a lot, and then he hits these. Like, we weren't creating a lot because it was just such a midfield battle, and then this happens. So I thought I muscled him off the ball. Winston Reed. I had two guys right at the top of the box there that I thought I was going to be able to play it to. Instead, it plays it directly to Yaya Toure. So granted, of course he's not going to watch it, so you can't see the replay. And then I just want you guys to remember that. And then this. Look at his clearance here, okay? So I'm going to show this again and slow it down. I play the ball through here. His player's got his back to goal. I've got two guys that could intercept this. He plays it right through the middle of them. Not only through them, but neither of my midfielders react. And it goes right through to his right wing. So very frustrating because these types of things, I get one kind of half chance here, which I bottled. I was running out of space, so I couldn't take another touch. I had to one-time hit it. But, you know, these types of tight games, those opportunities, like, those are the difference. So I don't want this to sound like sour grapes. I know it's going to a little bit. But, you know, my chance there, Winston Reed plays it right to Yaya Toure, and Yaya Toure hammers a one-time shot where I even had a guy on the line, but the guy did one of those things where he grabs his groin and then he lifts the leg and it goes right underneath his foot. You guys have all seen that animation, so very frustrating. Just like a very kind of undeserved goal against the run of play. I thought I deserved better, either 1-1 or even a 0-0, because this was just such a tight affair, but like it's just so frustrating because like those half chances, and then when he gets the opportunity to do the exact same thing or make that same mistake, his player plays it out of like trouble, back to goal, blind pass right up the middle of his defense, right to his right winger. So very frustrating because if those things happen, it just causes you know, just a half chance to go missing. The next thing you know, that can be the difference between you winning and losing. In this case, I ended up losing. But he was a formidable opponent, probably the best opponent we played in this entire episode, so credit to him. So the fourth game we come up against, this guy's got a very good team, so I was sweating a little bit. He had Fuddy Sterling, he had Martial, Kevin De Bruyne, he had Conte, he had David Luiz, and he had Team of the Season, Vertonghen, as well as Marcos Alonso, and Antonio Valencia, and I believe he had David De Gea in goal as well. So this was a very, very tough opponent. This was a very good game, probably the best game we played the entire episode here. This was just back and forth offense. Another guy that kind of tried to follow all the runs, just cover all the runs. So I learned really early on, I was just like, if this guy's going to have, you know, try to cover the runs, I'm just going to run at him. So I did that with Jamie Vardy. He kind of turned around when I realized that my guy was getting too close to goal. Kind of panic slid tackled with David Luiz, but it was just a hope and a prayer slide tackle. Ends up missing it, and Jamie Vardy, thankfully, strikes this ball perfectly. You see, he kind of realized there, tried to change players to David Luiz, tried to slide tackle out of last-ditch resort and ended up missing it in Jamie Vardy. But we ended up shushing him for some reason, which I don't know if you guys caught that. I don't know why I did. There's something he must have done, must have frustrated me. But I thought I had a second one here with N'Golo Kanté. But anyway, back to the shush there. You guys will see that he did not like that shush because he was pressing, and you can just see, you can feel guys get frustrated in the game. You can tell that their play, they just get more offensive, they get more aggressive, and you can tell they're just angry, and this guy felt that way. He just felt like he was getting really angry with me. Even right off the halftime there, he was just like right through, he was just button pressing. So he had a very decent team. It was very back and forth. It was chance after chance on both ends. So this really could have went either way. So I feel very fortunate to be up 1-0 at the half there. You know, I had a little bit more possession, but I was trying to hit him on the counter because he was getting very aggressive here. I thought I had another opportunity. I was worried. I should have just really taken the low-driven shot, but I thought David Luiz was going to come over, so I ended up going into the middle, and then he hits me with the counter here. N'Golo Kanté, nice driven shot, and look at that. There you go, the shush. So like I said, he was not liking that original shush. That wound him up. I got him on tilt, and he ends up hitting me for the equalizer there. Nice low-driven shot. I thought that Schmeichel probably should have had that, but he apparently was more flat-footed than I was expecting him to. It seemed like it was pretty central, but almost right away, Sadio Mane comes down. You could see that he was panicking. He did not want me to score, and of course I got to shush him back. I'm not going to take those shushes. You're going to get shushed right back, even though I started it. David Luiz here, he tried the panic slide tackle. He tried rushing his keeper out, but when that keeper comes out, you're in perfect range to finesse it right at the top of the box there. And Sadio Mane, the new acquisition here, you can see that David Luiz, he did not want that goal to go in, and he got very angry on that one. But we're going to take the 2-1 lead. Deserved or not, it was very much back and forth. I thought I had another opportunity here, try to come inside again. David De Gea, again, another big stop. Like, just David De Gea standing on his head in this entire episode. And then this, I thought he was going to have one here. My player blocks a shot, another block. And this is just one of those, when the ball's bouncing around, you just expect all of these players to come together, and then his guy just to walk out of that with the ball and pass it into the open net. But thankfully he didn't. Thankfully my defense held strong there, and I was able to hold off. I thought I had the 3-1 goal here, patient with Jamie Vardy, but Jamie Vardy rings it off the post. And then he had a couple more chances right at the end. I thought he was going to put this one away, but his guy takes a weird slide tackle shot, knocks it out of bounds. He was coming hard right at the end of the game here, and I thought he had one final opportunity where he was going to score this, but again, he played the ball too far back. David De Gea, who's probably got really terrible heading stats, heads it wide, and thankfully we come out with a victory. 2-1. Very hard-fought game. Credit to this guy. He really came on strong at the end there, but my team, credit to them. They really they fought for that victory. So we are going to take the 2-1 win, and we'll gladly take that to 7 points for Division 5 there, and we'll head into the rest of the games for Division 5 in episode 13. So hopefully we'll be able to get up to Division 4. So as we finish off this video, like I said, please leave a like on the video if you like the content. If you want to see more of these as well, leave any comments down below in the comments section. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the series. I appreciate you guys' support. Until next time, take care, guys. Peace.